Even in 2016, porn is still a taboo subject. I mean, sure, it's kind of a private thing, but why are we still so scared to talk about it when over half of us watch it? The porn industry is adapted to the 21st century. Instead of big feature films like it used to be, everything is shorter and more accessible for everyone. Nowadays, there's something for everyone's taste. That means there's a lot of room for porn producers to explore new looks and new niches, like Vex Ashley, who we recently interviewed after a talk at the University of Essex. And with modern technology, it's all stuff you can produce from the comfort of your bedroom, like many in the industry do with camming. Camming's believed to be the latest gateway into the industry. Many current stars like Vex have started out this way, and many students turn to the trade, some for financial reasons, others out of pure interest.
An increase in sex work is also, synonymous with things like austerity and the fact that you now have to pay thousands and thousands of pounds to go to university. For me, it wasn't necessarily a financial thing. I just thought it would be interesting. And I think that's sometimes how people come to it. But for whichever way you're doing it, like, you deserve to have rights and you deserve to work safely.
I decided to do it for money reasons because I'm a self-funded student. So, like any student, money is on your mind. And if I don't make ends meet, then I have nobody to fall back on, and this is the case for many students.
In the 2015 Student Sex Work Survey, researchers found that at least 5% of students who made up the sample were currently or had been involved in the industry in some way, shape or form. This ranged from direct sex work like prostitution and escorting to indirect sex work like camming or stripping. This raises wider questions about why some people feel they have to turn to porn or sex work, and what kind of safeguards or even workers' rights they have or should have.
What I would like to see is complete decriminalisation so that we can work together for safety. Sex work is the only occupation in the UK which compels a woman to work on her own, which is very problematic.
The International Union of Sex Workers provides some support to those in the industry, but they can only go as far as the law will allow them. When it comes to porn, the government are yet to regulate working conditions. But they've been quick to regulate the type of porn performers can produce. Face-sitting and squirting are just two of the things that are off the cards. Filming and distributing something like that will get you kicked off the internet. But funnily enough, the things that have been banned aren't really much to do with penises and more to do with vaginas. But that's a whole other video for a different day. And viewers' rights ain't much better. At the moment, the government are trying to take control of porn and who accesses it by introducing new age verification checks. Fair enough. The problem is, these checks could create a database of the UK's porn viewers and their viewing habits. And let's face it, that's not a list any of us want their name found on. Now, of course, we're being told that privacy is at the heart of this new idea, but due to some complicated wordy parts of data protection law, there's no actual guarantee this information will be completely secure.
What that would require is me as a site owner to collect the data of all the people that are visiting me, and everyone knows that the more data you hold, the more risk that is of being hacked and exposed. And I think it's just it's a massive privacy issue.
Maybe this fear of porn and talking about it comes from not knowing what real sex looks like. Maybe it comes from the, let's face it, terrible sex education we get here in the UK. We don't want to talk about sex, even though everyone does it. And we don't want to talk about porn, even though most of us watch it.
We can have the kind of over-the-top and constructed fantasy that you have in something like The Fast and the Furious, because we know how to properly contextualize it, because we see examples of everyday driving in our day-to-day lives. So we kind of know what good practice is, and we can enjoy the kind of fantasy of that. The problem is with porn is that because we don't talk about what good practice is, and we don't have access to really good sex education, to talk about consent and to talk about safety and this kind of thing, it means that we're not giving young people the tools to properly contextualize the fantasy and the porn that they see.
But maybe better and broader sex education will lead to a more informed understanding of sex, porn, and even sex work as a whole, which will mean better sex work policies, better treatment of the workers, and safer and probably better sex for everyone.